Good guys, and I'm happy to announce that Ty Spiritual has partnered with Boom Self Meditation to bring you guys this free spiritual awakening album that can aid you in a variety of ways, such as your meditation sessions, your grounding sessions, and it can also help improve your sleep. This album is available on all platforms. The links are in the description. I want you guys to check this out, and thank you to Boom Self Meditation for choosing Ty Spiritual as a partner to bring this album to light. So just to give you guys a clue where I am right now, I'm literally in a tree. Like, I'm in this nice tree right here. Let me turn around. This is fun, man. This is fun. It's kind of symbolic. I'm gonna be speaking about Avatar and I'm in a tree. But anyways, let's get to the video. Ty Spiritual, and I'm back with another video, man. Simple. So I just found this nice tree out here that's next to where I live. I climbed up in it, decided to make a video. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's a big tree, by the way. Like, give me a sec. I'm gonna show you guys this. It's a branch extends way over there. Look at that. That's part of it. That's part of it. It goes all the way up there. Look at that. I'm in this right now. That's a different tree out over there. And behind me, it goes way back there. Look at that. Real nice. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about Avatar 2, The Way of Water. Now, for those that know me, you know I've been hyping up this movie, speaking of this movie for a very long time, for years, even before they even confirmed that it was coming out last year. When they confirmed that it's coming out this year, I've been speaking about it even before then. Like, you can literally go on Twitter, type in Avatar 2 and spiritual, and you hit that search bar, you're going to see my posts from this year and from years speaking about this movie, because this movie is very, very important. It's very important. Avatar 2 will heal the world spiritually. I'm gonna say it again. Avatar 2 will heal the world spiritually. Man, this tree is giving off some incredible energy. This movie, Avatar 2, The Way of Water, is very, very important. It's very important. Not only just for the spiritual ascension that we're going through, but also because it's going to remind people of what we are and what we should be, the way we should be living. Because you see, right now, especially in this country, the United States, most people live an artificial life. It's all electronic based. They eat a lot of processed things, nothing natural. Even the way they dress, even how they have their hair, it's all artificial. It's all that. People no longer being comfortable in their natural state. They have no connection to nature because they haven't developed it. They haven't. This movie is going to show that. How they're connected to the aquatic life. How they're connected to the whales, the animals, the fish, how they're connected to these things, how they're connected to the elements. This movie is going to show that. This movie is going to bring the thing that this country, not even just this country, that this entire world needs to see. It's going to bring that. This movie is going to be so deep spiritually that people aren't even going to be able to fully comprehend it the first time they watch it. So they're going to go back and watch it again and watch it again and watch it again. And every time they watch it again, they're going to pick up on something new, pick up on something new, pick up on something new. The first Avatar is my favorite movie of all time. I remember when I first saw that movie when I was around in 9th grade. I walked in the house and I seen how those Na'vi were living in those trees, which is ironic because I'm in a tree right now. I saw how they were living, and it captivated me. It stopped me like, wow, what is that? You see there's a whole new generation on this planet right now that are older and able to understand things on a deeper level than they were when the first Avatar came out. Because when the first Avatar came out, they were children. They were kids. Now they're adults. And they're going to see something that they've never seen before. They're going to have an experience when they go to the theaters that they've never had before. I assure you, this is going to happen. James Cameron doesn't just make movies. And I've seen somebody make this point. James Cameron doesn't just make movies. He makes cinematic experiences. He makes movies that you want to go to the theaters and see. So when I see haters saying the movie's going to flop, it's going to suck, I'm like, do you really think that? Or are you just being biased? Because this movie is going to do great. It is. But regardless how it does, is not the biggest point. The biggest point is that people go and watch it. For those that go watch it, when they go watch it, to think about it deeper. Don't just get caught up in all the flashy stuff. It's going to look good. The movie's going to look incredible. Pay attention to all the symbolism that you're going to see in this movie, because there's going to be a lot of spiritual symbolism in this movie. I assure you, even from the previews, you can already tell. I think one of the characters' name is Kiri. She was laying down, and you can see the pulse from the planet. The moon, Pandora. You can see the pulse. That's the Schumann resonance. There was an example of that in the first Avatar when the Na'vi were trying to save Grace. They were moving around, and you can see it. You can even see the bioluminescent light. Boom, boom, boom. They were connected to the Schumann resonance of Pandora. Earth has a Schumann resonance. That's the heartbeat of the planet. That's the heartbeat. Avatar 2 is the movie that this world needs the most. And Avatar 2 will help heal the world spiritually. It is. Haters will say, oh, it didn't do that well in the United States. I wouldn't say it didn't do well. It just didn't do as great as it could have compared to how it did overseas. But I saw somebody make a good point. They made a good point. The reason that Avatar did so much better overseas compared to here is because overseas and around the world, people are more connected and in tune with nature. That's how their cultures are. It's less artificial than how it is in America. America, and I hate to say this, America is one of the most, this country has the most sleep individuals in it. When it comes to spirituality, when it comes to having a connection with the planet, even caring about nature, more people are living an artificial lifestyle here than anywhere else on this planet. So wouldn't it make sense for a movie that's showing what's natural, that's showing what's organic, a movie that's not about a flashy life, it's not about artificial life? Doesn't it make sense for that movie to not do as good here as it does across seas? This is a movie that you guys want to see. I assure you. Here's another reason why. James Cameron said the idea for Avatar came to him in a dream. He said that. Now, what I'm about to tell you is not a fact, but this is the truth. It's not a fact, but this is the truth. James Cameron listened in on the ancestors. What do I mean when I say that? You see, this movie Avatar and the way that world looks, the concepts, they're not all entirely new. They weren't all entirely created by James Cameron. He's not the origin of all those. Let me adjust myself in this tree. He's not the origin for every concept. What he did was he relayed what he was granted into this world. Meaning this, let me say. There we go. He relayed the knowledge that he listened in on to this world. This movie is symbolic of black people, or what people call copper race people. This movie is symbolic of that. Worlds like Pandora are not fully fictional. They're not. They're out there. The things that happen in the movie Avatar, the way the ground lights up when they touch nature, these things are not all entirely fiction. These are places and events that have already happened before. He was granted access to that in that dream. And what he did was he brought it perfectly and put it all together and brought it into this reality. That's what he did. It was no coincidence he had that dream. No, because you see, there's certain things that are supposed to happen. I spoke about Dolores Cannon. How she said, well, she didn't say this, but she came here with the purpose of speaking about the 3 ways of volunteers, speaking about starseed, speaking about the new earth. That was her. That was her reason. James Cameron was tasked with, hey, you bring this right here, this knowledge, this information, put it in a movie formula, put it out, because it's going to remind people of what they truly are. It's going to remind people of how things truly should be. It is. So much to the point where the first Avatar triggered depression. And I'm going to make a whole separate video about that. It triggered depression because people were so upset that they weren't on Pandora, that they weren't living like that. And the thing is, and some of those people may not realize it, they've already lived lives like that before. They have. And what that movie did was it sparked and triggered those things within them. So much to the point where it had them contemplating, do they even want to be here anymore? It did. So this movie, Avatar 2, will help heal the world spiritually. I assure you that. It comes out next Friday. Well, next Thursday, technically, because I got tickets for it for Thursday. Somehow they're showing it on the 15th in a theater where I live. But the official release is the 16th, which is next Friday. You guys need to go see this movie, okay? Because it will serve as a reminder to the way that many of you have lived before. We speak about Atlantis and things like, we speak about Atlantis, Lemuria. This movie is going to be symbolic of that whole thing. It is. So make sure you guys go and check out this movie. I'm not sponsored by Avatar. I'm not sponsored by James Cameron, none of this. I've been promoting it so much people would think that, but this is a movie that you guys want to see. This is going to be the second, or not even the second. This may be the most spiritually beautiful movie ever created, because many are already saying it's better than the first. The reviews are out there. People are already saying it's better than the first one. So many people focus on the plot. Oh, I need a complex plot. Avatar doesn't have a complex plot. It's not supposed to have a complex plot. The plot is supposed to be simple, so you can catch on to it quick, understand it, get a gist of where the direction of where the movie's going, and then you can pay attention to the world, because that's where the triggers are, the way they're living, the small things, how they be in trees, how they walk in nature, how you're going to see them in the ocean, swimming, connecting with the aquatic life. Those are the things you're supposed to pay attention to, not just be so focused on the plot. So people go, they go and they watch Avatar expecting to get a complex plot, and they're not going to get that, because it wasn't made for that. It wasn't. Simple plot, simple story. Pay attention to the world. Have an experience. When you go to the movies and you watch this, it's going to be an experience. An experience. And that's what James Cameron does better than anybody. And this tree is so nice. I didn't even realize I had all this back support. That's what James Cameron does. He creates experiences. I see you. And they said that they're not just talking about in the physical. No, they see you as the life force that inhabits that body. They see you. They see all of you. It's not just physical. I see you. So guys, you need to go and watch Avatar. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting years for this. Years for this. What is, that's like a, look at this right here. I don't know if you guys can, look at that. Hopefully you guys saw that because I'm using my front camera to record. I've been waiting years for this. Years for this. And it excites me so much to know that that feeling that I felt when I was a kid, that sense of awe, that sense of wonder, like just being amazed. So many young people are going to feel that when they watch this movie. This movie is going to trigger mass spiritual awakenings. It's going to trigger that. It's going to plant those seeds within people's mind. Like, wow, what is that? Because you don't see movies like this often. You don't. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie makes $3 billion. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes $2 billion. I'm almost certain it's going to make $2 billion. I am. Because the word of mouth for this movie is going to be crazy. People are going to be, hey man, you gotta go see Avatar, you gotta go see Avatar, you gotta go see Avatar. I don't think people realize, for the people that say this movie is going to fail, the first Avatar did that well, and there was no social media. There was no YouTube. There was no Twitter. There was no Instagram. There wasn't that. We still have, most people are still on flip phones when that movie came out, man. The word of mouth carried it that much. So now, when a lot of these reviewers are saying that this one is better than the last one, now on top of all the word of mouth, you got all this social media. So would you really be surprised if this movie grosses $2 billion or even $3 billion? And people are already saying it's better than the first one? The character development is better than the first one. The story is better than the first one. The scenery, the actions, the action, the music, it's all better than the first one. Would you really be surprised? Many people who hate Avatar, I look at how they live. And this is no knock. Most of them live a fully artificial life. They don't post nothing about nature. They don't post nothing about the planet. They don't meditate. They're not spiritual. They don't do any of that stuff. Because again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Most people watch movies to escape reality. They don't want to face it. They don't want to face the heart. They don't want to face the tragic things and the heinous things that have been done to indigenous people. They don't want to face that. They don't want to think about that. So why would they want and like Avatar? Why? This movie and the concepts and the world, black people on other planets live this way. For a fact, they do. That's not saying that this movie is just for black people. No, this movie is for everybody. This movie will help everybody. Everybody should see this movie. But we do know who was on this planet first. We do know that. We do know what the oldest race of people is. These things shouldn't bother you. It shouldn't. This is the way we've lived, guys. The ancient ones, the star seeds. These movies, Avatar, it's all symbolic of that. It's about us. It is. It's symbolic of that. It is. Most of you, some of you, you're really connected to the water. You have a water hand. You can look these things up. Water hand, earth hand, fire hand. I have an earth hand, which is why I connect with trees so well. And also why I love reason why I love the first Avatar so much. Because it was made for earth hands. This movie is for the water people, water signs. This is for you guys. It's going to hit you deeper than everybody else because that's your origin. You're more connected to that. That's your element. Okay? So anyways, if you guys are excited for Avatar 2, Let me know in the comments below. And also let me know, how well do you think this movie is going to do at the box office? How well? I'm thinking reasonable. It's going to make at least $2 billion. Would I be surprised if it makes 3 over the course of years? No. Would I be surprised if it passes Avengers Endgame? No, not at all. But I definitely think this movie will make at least $2 billion easily. Easily. Okay? James Cameron was tasked with putting this movie out. He listened in on the ancestors. He listened, we speak about ancestors. He listened in on them. He did. He said, okay, you put this movie out. You put these concepts out there. Put it in a movie. Put these concepts out there because they need to see this. People need to see this. A movie does not cause mass depression on accident, by coincidence. That does not happen. Thousands of people depressed because they watched a movie, not because that the movie was sad, no, but because the movie resonated so deeply with them. They didn't even want to be on this planet anymore, guys. They wanted to be there. But you see, the thing is, we can make this planet how Pandora is. I'm not saying we get all the flying creatures and all that, no, but just having a natural connection and appreciating this planet. And then the last reason I make why Avatar will heal the world spiritually and why I think Avatar will be a huge success is there are more people that are spiritual, and even not just spiritual, that are just organic and for the planet, environmentalists. There are more of those people now than there were when the first Avatar came out. And it's not every day you see a movie of this caliber that has and includes those principles. So all of those people are going to watch it. All of those people are going to be touched by it. They are. I'm so ready for this. I'm so ready for this. Even just sitting in this tree right now. Let me give you guys a view. I'm sitting in a tree right now. I'm pretty high off the ground. I'm pretty high off the ground. I'm sitting in a tree right now. And it feels amazing. You guys should try this. You guys should do this. Those concepts you see in Avatar, don't just let them go to waste. No, implement some of them. This is why I say I see you until we meet again. Don't let these concepts go to waste. Include those in your everyday lives. Carry them over. This movie is being put out to help you all wake up spiritually and realize who you are and the way that we should be living. This movie will not flop. I guarantee you, this movie will not flop. This movie will not flop. Avatar 2 will not flop. It won't flop at all. Many haters want it to, but it won't. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me. This video didn't have really any structure. I'm just speaking what I feel. I am, and this is for those this is a Ganyu hoodie from Genshin Impact. But next Thursday will be the day that I view this movie. A movie that I've been waiting for so long. For so long. You guys need to go watch this movie in the theaters. In the theaters. It is different in the theaters. It's at its peak in the theaters. Okay? And if you like it and you enjoy it, share it with somebody. People need to see this. Young children need to see this. Because a lot of people on this planet right now have never experienced anything like this when they see a movie of Avatar's caliber in the theater. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Avatar 2 will help heal the world spiritually. Spiritually. The concepts in these movies that you see, the way they connect with the planet, the Schumann resonance, the bioluminescent forest, all these things, they're not new things. They're not new. This just, it didn't just come out of nowhere. No. Those are the ways and things that we were around in past lives on different planets. James Cameron had a dream. He did not have that dream by accident. And it takes a certain type of individual to incorporate that and then put it out and create a masterpiece. So you have to give the man his props for that. You have to. I would love for him to do an interview where he talk about that dream and what he saw and what he heard. I would love to see that. The ancestors, let him listen in, let him get that knowledge for him to put this movie and all these concepts, all these spiritual concepts, put it out all now. Even all the clothes, you look at the clothing, all the clothing that they wore in the first Avatar, and you can even see it in the second Avatar. It's all indigenous. The locks Jake has, it's all indigenous. It's all that. But the thing is about it, and I saw a woman on the John Campea show brought this up. Anybody can plug themselves, self-insert themselves into this movie because the characters are blue. The characters are blue. So anybody can self-insert themselves into this movie. This movie is for everyone. Don't misunderstand that. This movie is for everyone. Everyone should see this. But understand the origins of this movie and the concepts of this movie came from the ancient ones, cosmic beings. Black people realize this movie is about you. The things that the ways that some of you have lived. This movie is very important. It's very important that you guys go see this movie. Allow this movie to trigger things within you and to help raise your vibrational frequency, because it'll be a movie you never forget. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Remember, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Shout out to this tree for lending me its energy in this video. Ty Spiritual signing out, bro. And like the Na'vi saying Avatar, I see you. Until we meet again, Simp.